and thank you for joining us for our Thursday's edition of Press Review right here on Luntha TV. Today, the 28th of August in the year 2025. It is yet another time where we take you through some of the stories that are appearing in our newspapers. And today with me, Thandi Wenzmara, and of course I'm not alone, I'm here with my colleague.
Charity Chilanga.
Good morning, Charity. How are you?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm okay, thank you.
Welcome.
So we'll be taking you through the two newspapers. Of course, that's the Daily Times
and the Nation newspaper.
Sure, you can start.
All right. To begin with the very front page of the Nation newspaper, fertilizer ineptitude. Malawi just has 40% of required stock. Minister of Agriculture vague on status, and the story is on page 2. And part it says Malawi is facing a fertilizer deficit of 282,206 metric tons, barely 3 months to the start of the farming season. Fertilizer Association of Malawi Farm said yesterday that its members have a combined 192,794 metric tons of fertilizer out of the 475,000 metric tons required to meet the annual production needs. The stock is either in warehouses, in transit, or on the higher seas coming, but importation of more quantities is hampered by lack of foreign exchange coupled with increasing cost of the commodity on the international market, according to industry players. And how in there
it really is. As we're talking,
yes.
Lean season, and already it's a good idea.
Yes.
So it's like Malawi if when this problem there's this, and sometimes it's a combination of a lot of problems at once. So can you ever realize that? And I just hope this is going to be sorted out.
Imagine just 40% of the required stock. Not even half.
Not even half.
And farming season.
Yes. And I hope it's going to be acted on swiftly, of course. But when it comes to actually, working background,
yes.
On the front page of the Daily Times, the headline here reads, DPP make nominee awaits Chakwera. Part of the story reads, the Office of the President and Cabinet, OPC, has said the appointment of a new Democratic Progressive Party DPP Commissioner for the Malawi Electoral Commission MEC is awaiting approval by President Lazarus Chakwera. Early this month, the DPP submitted a new nominee for the position of commissioner to replace its earlier rejected candidate, Mayami Nkuluma, and Nkuluma replaced another rejected candidate, Makford Somanji. How many days are we going? Very few days.
Yes.
Very 2 weeks.
And this is Mafuniga Jangu because
now it makes you think, okay, for example, yes. I think swiftness even on this is very important.
Yes.
Because my elections already, but when it comes to effectiveness, the electoral process.
And some of these issues at that
point.
Yes.
Already
already
system it seems opposition parties, especially the DPP itself, there were glitches out the system in my head, but many make you know the system is okay. So you're looking
so far so good.
Exactly, that's exactly what makes sense. So far so good.
Yes.
But many DPP are good high system. So already on top of that, commissioner I think although of course insist as long as commissioner, I think we can be 4 going up. As long as 4 they can work.
Okay.
Maybe I think for the sake of make it supposed to be composed by all parties, for the sake of
the representation,
transparency as well. At least when you're within, you know how to assure I was there. Having observers background, having all electoral stakeholders background, the process went for that. But yeah, I mean,
of course.
Yes, and
yes,
swiftly as well.
Sure. All right, still on the front page, I think in Kenya again, yomwe takamba kuti network glitches make system test. Network glitches yesterday marred the Malawi Electoral Commission results management system dry line as data transmission either delayed or failed between district, constituency and national tally centers. May conducted the simulation between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. to test the effectiveness and efficiency of the system ahead of the September 16th, 2025 general election. The Electoral Commission conducted the exercise in 73 constituency tally centers in 8 councils, namely Nkatabi, Deita, Balaka, Neno, Mbera, Lilongwe District, Chikwawa, and Blantyre City. However, tests at centers such as Chuzila Teacher Development Center, TTC, in Lilongwe Central Constituency were plagued by delays. And then, exactly.
Of course, if you look at it, it's not how they set it from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Yes.
I feel like network it's like there were a lot of things happening at the same time. Because in all these 73 places, also they are trying to, for example, if it's for example a page, you know, so you're trying to access a certain page, obviously but delays at least that's my thought. But maybe at the same time, you also have to look at the factor that the system needs a question at every single yes. And I think the whole network thing, they really have to sort it out.
Yes.
Because if this Zulu, it was just a dry run, and the Shitika Malo shape. You understand?
Yes.
How about particular days? It's going to be perhaps double or triple that amount of places whereby the very same system is being used. I hope that they sort it out. If one of this session is such a process,
it shall be a disaster.
It will be. I hope it won't. I hope it make you also understands the concerns of many people.
Yeah.
Because we are all looking for a fair, credible election.
Yes.
Free, fair, and credible election. Of course. Looking at the 4th page here, there's Chakwera pledges to reward farmers. President Lazarus Chakwera has said his administration will continue offering improved prices for farm produce so that farmers are handsomely rewarded for their toil. On the same page, United Democratic Front vows to fix economy. United Democratic Front President Adubere Muluzi has pledged to tackle the problem of rising cost of living by liberalizing the exchange rate and restoring investor confidence if elected into power on September 16th this year. On a daily basis. And in there, and to how are you going to do this?
Yes.
Because honestly speaking, how are you going to do this?
Imagine.
Explain. I think what's important for me, what I would say to Malawians is it's important to pay attention to the things that they're saying. In the work, I think okay, this is doable, this is not doable. Just for example.
Yes.
Why? What for? Because you also have to look at what do we need? What are the priorities that we need in Malawi? You know, the manifesto itself or whatever it is that they say should make sense.
Yes.
This is something that is doable. Of course. That's one thing I like about us as Malawians.
So it should be coming clearly. To implement to
of course, and I like that people are patronizing these campaign rallies. It's important to work out and then you make a choice. And I believe in let's not make a choice based on Malawi, I region, I 14 engineer, I 14 let us make a choice based on the future of Malawi. Because choice we should also realize that it's going to affect our future children.
Yes. It's
going to take our children to build dziko. So should they build dziko loteta unonga ndife, it means kuti ndeuti tizakhanga loti kwambira so one.
Yeah, apopo zakhanga takuyambira so fuka chine chito sechizakhala chosokonekera.
Exactly.
So I think entire yokwenza zinthu ndiyo mwe.
It's now.
Through your vote kamnalembetsa kasimnalembetse kaya.
I mean, of course, in Kabula you have a chance to go vote. I guess better luck next time.
As I say, how in a sinangantayo lembetsa antu manamizido za musakalembetse zambirimbiri
but the choice is yours. Don't let anyone make the choice for you. Ndichisankhoja, okay, amati vote yako ndichisankhoja.
Yes, and izinto timazona mosiyana siyana.
Do not go vote chifacho kuti wina wake anakuza nena kuti awakuti yosiwa bwino. Look for the muntu yomuone weka. Based on iwe mina so many waonena kuti okay ine mene ndikuonera ndisi mene wayankhula I think komaso ndi mene dziko lathu zimene likufunda pakadali bana. Ndizakuti I think I should do it this way.
All right, violence against children cases triple, says UNICEF. For part of the story reads, the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, has reported that violence against children has tripled in Malawi in the past 2 years, with 148,664 cases reported in 2024 from 49,900 reported in 2023. In a 2024 UNICEF Malawi annual report, the agency said violence against children remained a pressing issue. And there is a direct quote here which says higher rates of violence and exploitation were reported across the country in 2025, and the social service workshop continues to be overstretched. Which is part of the report. Magese za kutiga koma kumamva izizi zikumakhala zinthu zodandaulitsa cause ukaona uzumona I think pano pabola koma no anthu ochita kafukufuku ngati awa zibwera ndizotsatira ngati izi zimakhala zinthu zodandaulitsa. Yes,
I think for me also I think my reporting ngati awa very important because kale lija sizinkadziwika kwambiri ifa choti reporting and some banga report kwambiri zinthu zija zikachitika they would leave it chifukwa for example anthu tinakula nena for example generation yathu chifukwa generation yathu ndi apa nopa ndiyosiyana pano mwana ukamenya zimatengera kuti umenya mwana. You understand? Pamene ife kale we used to believe kuti atimenye ndi pamene timamva. You understand? And kale lija imafika ponena kuti you are disciplining mwana and then this is abuse because these are two different things. I remember there was a clip in Hainage mwana namangirira pantengo ndi umango you remember that? That is absolute abuse. And the fact that no, that's not discipline. Kumene kuja ndikumpangira nkhanza mwana. And panopa chifukwa kuti people amatengapo of course for me I've always felt like it's a bad thing kuti mwana uja kupangira zimene iwe kutenga video kumajambula mwana mumpulumutsa mwana but ndizolakwika despite the fact that it actually presents the evidence itself kuti mwina
ubeleta zinthu boyela you see
kuchifukwa kuti munthu uja mwina akhoza kukana kwake kukhoza khala kuvuta kuti sinabaki. I think panopa ni nkhani ya reporting panopa anthu tinazindikira with the coming in of social media we have learned a lot also from maiko akunja because it's been like that for years. You do this in Khanza Kwamana. You do this and you know Gunja they believe in human rights a lot. Of course to some extent so you know how too much of everything is poisonous. Right? Exactly. So I think we are finding the balance slowly. I believe even in the reporting of food magases is because Antakumamwela out there in Kale we used to think it's okay. And it's very sad because on a weekly basis at least 5 cases and not just about physical abuse, sexual abuse. It's really sad in this day and era we can be subjecting children to such.
It's my cousin to solve it.
It really is. And depending on organiza kama muntu organiza modern kama body ati and different hosiana.
Tiba organiza mosiana.
Exactly.
Depending zintuma kama I know you're like I know because I think I wouldn't do this. If something like this and depending on there are a lot of people close you know it's like good and hambi at once last week stepfather anamuchapazi mwana chifukwa choti anadya na ndolo wawo
anawadyera bambo ake na ndulu
Mwana
and mwana obviously
ndimutha
ndoti
phansi.
ndi njala
Yes.
anamutcha phansi ati ngati phunziro limene lokuti asadzapangenso zimenezo.
Zosayenda.
Very sad.
Yes.
Because who said you have to cause pain to mwana just because you're trying to teach them a lesson? Sometimes the words are enough.
Yeah. Of course inde ndikuvomera ana amasiku ano imwano chani anthu samene komana amasiku ano
I know.
komano to that extent
Mwana akhale chilema akamaona akamakula aziti
abambo anga ajatu mwakuti abamba
kuti ndengati bambo anga ine yangu ndipanga nkhanza imene. How about
Antabadela? Yes.
Antabadela, what are they going to do? They're going to do worse.
You see?
And Anna Damakula with trust issues, they don't trust anyone. You understand?
Yes. Moving on to the business segment.
Yes. Okay. IMF backs ATMM strategy a bit. Part of the story reads, the International Monetary Fund has endorsed Malawi's agriculture, tourism, mining and manufacturing ATMM strategy with particular emphasis on the agriculture component's focus on irrigation as a pathway to macroeconomic stability and reduced food inflation. Nkhani ndiona ulimi wa Malawi muno sitingamangolalira ulimi wa mvula nthirira masiku ano ndikusintha kwa nyengo zinthu zinasintha. So IMF ikunena kuti we support you Malawi on the ATMM strategy.
Yes.
It's a good strategy, but focus more pankhani ya ulimi wa nthirira.
Yes. All right. In the Nation newspaper, Malawi losing out as informal miners sell beryllium at 6,000 kwacha against 1 million kwacha per kg. Happy, the story reads, Malawi is failing to generate significant foreign exchange revenues from beryllium ore, a critical mineral used in high-tech sectors due to informal trading and lack of production capacity, it has emerged. Minister of Mining Engineer Joseph Chira said in an interview on Tuesday that informal miners sell the raw commodity at between 3,000 kwacha and 6,000 kwacha per kilogram, but when the mineral is exported, processed and purified to 99%, it is worth 600 United States dollars, which is about 1 million kwacha per kg. Ine mane ndikaona nkhani za migodisa kumalawi kuno ndiye nimangona ngati kuti tena mkungozisiya.
Okay, so you know what I believe it. We have minerals in Malawi. Koma ndinkhani yomweyo yonena kuti informal.
Yes.
Informal, illegal, illegal mining.
Yes.
Antaka kumba webaja. Kukabwera, for example, if Boma wants to legalize malo kujika ya peleke ku company na yako zikumba mebaja, there are a lot of processes happening in there. Either and hamina anayamba pokale nshiro yanena kuti palibe palimetu kupeza. And yet akumba kwambiri, what have you been doing?
Yes.
Why would you proceed to kukumba malo anjabe if you think there is nothing?
Yes.
Isn't that a waste of time?
Yeah,
Isn't that a waste of resources? Ndinkhani yonena kuti aliyese akapeza, for example ngati yoyo akuti ndindama zingati pawujene
6,000 kwacha against 1 million kwacha
per kg.
Yes.
Iwewe uzazo kuti wampeza ndi 2 kg uzazo kuti ndikhoza kupeza na 2 million kwacha and then umazaganiza kuti ndipititse kuboma. That's the problem. Okay, it's like we do have minerals, like most African countries. We do have minerals.
Yes.
In Zambia, I think we are not educated on kutukodi nshito za mingoni simaenda modani.
You see,
how
like
ababa
is it to when it's processed, you basically ukakudza 1 million kwacha koma kunoku yugulitsidwa 6,000 kwacha. Imagine
kusadziwa nkufa komwe, you understand?
Yeah.
And we don't sometimes understand kunena kuti it's for our own good. Chifatira ti mining sector kwenda bwino. I am telling you, issues to do with forex.
Yeah.
Sitingamadandawule. Panopa there is a lot of things zimene tikusowa mdziko muno because forex tili. Imagine if we were to do it the right way, issues to do with mining. And the right way, not just nkhani yonena kuti the selling itself, or even the process of mining iyo.
Kuti zikhaleza quality.
And finding other than mining, because sometimes other maiko ena makhala kuti ndoti panyanja padara kupeza like petroleum and all sorts of things. Yes. We can actually, get profit through that. I think it's sad kuti timakhala tokha tikudziyera masuku pamutu.
Yeah, uku ndikudziyera masuku pamutu because no, this is too much.
It is. Kudzikundikira because of ine ndifuna million. Why should you be the one? Why should we all benefit?
I think it's high time Malawi itaunika zima policies zake zimachani zokhudza kukumaini.
Of course, you'd be surprised kuti mwina ma policies will okay. Kompachana
Koma implementation.
Writing. Perfect.
Papepala. Yes.
Very bad.
You see?
It's like I promise I do to deaf do us but but mukamaza fika pa deaf people iwe utadziwa so eyes. It's like we do make promises, we do say titele tiwene titele pakwena okhala anthu awa amene adziendesa izi ukapita pa ground paja anthu oda alipo but are they actually doing what they're supposed to do? Akatero mwina they are doing some illegal backdoor ndi minus aja hata ndipase ine ndikupasa 6,000 iya kutenga zimene zija aukagulitsa kwa munthu wina at a bigger price.
Yes,
you understand. So it's sad.
Yeah, kwambiri. All right, moving on to international news. WHO says 2 billion people still lack safe water. The World Health Organization, who says at least 2.1 billion people globally still lack access to safe drinking water and sanitation. According to Africa News, a new report released by the WHO on Tuesday says 1.7 billion people still lack basic hygiene services at home, and 3.4 billion people worldwide lack safely managed sanitation. WHO Environment, Climate Change and Health Director Dr. The name? Yes. All right. Said water, sanitation and hygiene are not privileges, they are basic human rights. Okay, ukakhala ndawuni munoma unangati chinthu chinachi chose chili bwino. Koma ukapita kumamizi kunja kumaona madzi amene anthu akutunga kati madzi awawa akagwirisidwa ntchito ndi anthu kapena zinyama cause
amamwa maphika
madzi osakhala
olo chithunzi chimene chipepo madzi aoneka ngatasopo madzi aoneka ngatasopo akutunga and iwo mapazi onso ali
momwemo amatiti masipuni kaya titayendama pamwamba pa so ndi zinthu zija zomvetsa chisoni kuti zaka zinozi anthu
koma of course isongati kumalayi kuno pena be umazaona kuti ndengati ife kutauni kuno tikuvutika madzi chifukwa I'll give you an example anthu akuiti na jana pezi kuti amwa zosamwa you wonder kuti ngati anthu akutauni zimene zikwachitikira you think of it has got to be worse.
Yes.
Zimafika pajabonena kuti I think ipena ulo anthu mwina ulo akuiti niwo I don't believe utonsi panopa they believe in kumwa madzi pampo because they are traumatized.
Yes.
You understand? Olo ineyo sakunamizi I would be so traumatized to the extent yonena kuti ine madzi pampo singazaraniso. No, I'm serious because you're thinking if it has happened before it might happen again because you think of how has how careless does a company have to be wafika bonena kuti mpaka water supply and kumwa zinyasi like that. You understand? Because it's different from kuti madzi aja ndokuda ifaje kuti doti
but
I know yes. I don't have international in here, so
all right,
we can move on to arts and culture.
Yeah,
I'll take one on arts and culture. Okay. Kungoni remembers Ajisare, that's the headline. Kungoni Center of Culture and Arts at Mua in Leeds on Tuesday commemorated the first anniversary of its founder, Father Cloud Bosha. I hope that's the pronunciation, probably known as Ajisare. Father Brendan Oshia, better known as Angozo, who took over from Ajisare, said they held the first anniversary to remember with love and gratitude the man who dedicated his life in Malawi with a heart full of service and faith. He really did.
Yeah.
He really did, because I think umafika pajapoma iwala kuti munthu is not Malawi.
Yeah.
You know, having a conversation
you see?
For me, it's I don't know how to put it, it's both sad and amazing also to see kuti anthu akunja kumakhazikisa kasha ya Malawi deeper than the many failed mapangira
many timachitengera yake. Yes,
because if it is to actually, and of course, it's not every culture that all can stand can withstand the change of times.
Yes,
there are certain things that we need not to lose. As far as the tradition or the history of Malawi, we still need to remember. As Malawi, as Malawi as a country, this one is from Malawi. What do we see? I believe it's based on Uganda.
Yes. Kuti
Koma
uyu
we don't have a dressing.
Yes.
We don't have a dressing yoti amalawi amavala chonchi. Timatengera. Chifukwa choti ndinaona pa TikTok wina akatavala chonchi, I want to dress like that.
Yes.
I want to dress
Fashion
like
panopa ili moja.
Panopa it's a combination of every, you know, because all panopa also gets chitenje. To some extent, tibe timakhanga tinatengera ma national wear out Nigeria. You understand?
Yes.
It's so sometimes I think when we have the chance to do to return our culture, menamba bangira ngoni center.
Ndipo kumakhala zinthu zonyaditsa kwambiri. And anthu kuti anapanga mwambo wakumbukira chisale. That's very good. Because ineyo atamwalira I was like, koma zinthu zija zipitirira koze ndi kumalo kwabwino kwambiri. Zija zoti ukapita kumakhala ngati uli kwina kwake.
It's a whole different setting.
Yes.
And imagine kuti kumafira kumamva chisoni kuti zipitirira. With the and knowing kunena kuti amene ankapanga zimene zozo was someone who was not even Malawi.
Yeah. Mutori wangu khalitsa.
Knowing kuti mukangoyikapo Malawi onena perhaps chinthu chachita chifa.
Yes.
No offense, but that's unfortunately zinafika pa level imene yoyo as Malawians.
All right, we're moving on to the Valley Park page. Free entry to Scourges matches against Lesotho. Patrick the Story says Football Association of Malawi Farm says the soccer lovers will watch for free to international friendly matches between the Scourges and the Lesotho tomorrow and Sunday at Impela Stadium in Chiwembe Township, Blantyre. The games are scheduled to kick off at 3 p.m. on both days. The last time the Scourges played at home was in September 2023 when they thrashed Seychelles by 17-0 margin in 2 international friendlies at the same venue.
No, I hope all the best for them. When it comes to we all know Scourges in the minimum.
Yeah.
No offense to anyone. If you take offense, that one is wrong because the truth hurts obviously.
Yes.
But no Scourges,
yeah.
And all the best to them, of course. Back page, Abuti Gaba fired up for Flames. Malawi national football team attacker Frank Gabadinho Mhango has underscored his desire to help with the Flames flourish. The South African-based forward made the remarks after scoring his first goal for Richards Bay in the Bedway Premiership on Tuesday. Yeah.
All right, international sport, Madagascar, Morocco to meet in Chan final. Patrick the Story says 10-man Madagascar produced a dramatic extra time winner to beat Sudan 1-0 in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, and book their place in their first ever African Nation Championship Chan final. The Barrier, who finished third in their only previous appearance 3 years ago, who faced Morocco, who edged Senegal 5-3 on post-match penalties after the two sides drew 1-1 at the Nelson Mandela National Stadium in Kampala, Uganda. And that also marks the end of our today's edition of Presley View. Remember, we just take you through some of the stories. And if you want to have a full picture of what's written in the papers, you can get your own copies. The Nation is going at 2,500 kwaja and the Daily Times
is a 3,000 Malawi kwaja.
In our today's program, you're with me, Charity Chilang, and my colleague
Tandy Winsma.
Continue watching Luntha TV for the rest of our programs. Good morning.